So next we will be seeing about what are archaeological sources. So archaeological sources are divided into four types. One is inscriptions, coins, monuments and other ruins. Archaeological sources are available not only on the surface of the earth but also hidden deep in the depth of the earth. So what does mean of archaeological? So they used to dig out the hidden things in the earth by using the scientific methods. Okay, so this process, digging out of the hidden things, is called as the excavation. Okay, so Harappan civilization came to light only due to the process of excavation. During excavation, ruins of buildings, inscriptions, coins, terracotta pieces, means pottery, muddy, which is the material which has been made of mud, or they will say pottery items, right? Bangles, seals, beads, bone pieces, metal, and others have been found. These are analyzed by applying various scientific methods to understand the life of the people of those times. So, excavation is done to what to bring out what has been hidden in the earth. So, we will go through the first archaeological source, which is the inscriptions. Inscriptions means engraved writings, as it is shown in this picture. This is an inscription. Okay, inscriptions are written on stone, rock, metal, ivory, terracotta, and other materials that last longer. Okay, so you have even seen in many temples they have been inscribed in it regarding the previous kingdoms or previous rulers who have been lived during their era. Inscriptions are more reliable as these have a direct relationship with these events. Ashoka's inscriptions are the earliest inscriptions found in India. Most of his inscriptions are in Brahmi script. Their language is Prakrit. Okay, Prakrit is an old language, like a Middle Indo-Aryan language. Okay, thousands of inscriptions are found in Kannada, Telugu, Tamil, Sanskrit, and Prakrit languages. Samudragupta's Allahabad pillar inscription, Imadi Pulikesi's Aihole inscription. I think you all know where is Aihole. It is in Karnataka. Caravella's Hathikumba inscription and other inscriptions portray the military achievements of then rulers. So these inscriptions, in those inscriptions, they have been inscribed the military achievements during the ruling time of the rulers. The Uttarameruru inscription narrate the rural administration of the Chola kings. Apart from this, many political, social, cultural, economic, educational, religious aspects are reflected in this inscription. As we saw it in like foreign literature and native literature, here also the writing literature, they portray about the social and religious, economic and cultural activities of the people. Likewise, here also in this inscriptions also they does the same thing, like how the persons were and how their culture and how they followed it. Okay, so this has been given in the inscriptions. Okay, so the next one is coins. Though the coins are small in shape, they contain many important aspects. They are helpful in understanding the geographical extent of the ruler's kingdom who minted the coins. So, though the coins are very small, we get a very important information from those things. Like we can find out how the rulers, how they have extended their kingdom, and how they have been minted the coins. So they also aid us in knowing the language of administration. Aid means help. Titles the kings possessed their religion, economic conditions of the times, and metal technology in vogue of the particular kingdoms. Vogue means style. Okay, so how they follow the style, how they possessed their religion, and the economic conditions how were there during those kingdoms. Samudragupta had minted 7 different types of gold coins. So Samudragupta, the great king, he minted how many coins? 7 different gold coins. Okay, based on the picture on those coins, it is said that Samudragupta was a lover of music and he had conducted Ashwamedha Yaga too. So from those coins, we can find out the information that he is a lover of music. Gautami Putra Sakarani got the name of Nahapana erased on his coins and engraved his name on them. So these has been what they have been minted in the coins. This supports the view that Gautami Putra had defeated Nahapana. So this information was minted on the coins that Gautami Putra had defeated who? Nahapana. The availability of Roman coins in Bengaluru proves that the fact that this region had trade link with Romans 2000 years back. So we will get one more additional information that we get the Roman coins over here in Bengaluru, so that we may get the information that even Romans have a trade link in Karnataka. Okay. Next one is monuments. Monuments are the major sources to write history. Like you all know what are monuments. Palaces, temples, forts and pillars, etc. are the monuments. Mehaluri's iron pillar and Vijayapura's whispering Golgumbas are the evidences of the maturity of then science and technical knowledge. So by seeing those things, we can be astonished. So how far they have been built during those period. Shah Jahan's Taj Mahal tells the story of love. Chittor's Vijaya Stamba tells the victory of Rana Kumbh. The cave pictures and engravings of Elephanta, Ellora, and Ajanta narrate the mastery over painting and sculpture during their time. So these are the what you say, the famous paintings you used to say, right? Elephanta, Ellora and Ajanta, which narrates the painting and the sculpture which were very efficient during those time. So the temples of Aihole and Pattadakallu explain the evolution of Indian temple architecture. The monuments of Nalanda and the architecture of Madras, built by Gawan in Bidar, narrate the importance given to the education during those times. So the Nalanda, so you also have heard about the Nalanda University, right? So from this we can see that how importance they have been given to the education during those times. The fort of Srirangapatana explains the accomplishments in the area of defense technology. So in Srirangapatna, we can find out that it has been mainly focused for the defense, that is for military. Thus, the monuments throw a light on them, contemporary religious aspects, technology, economic growth, scientific knowledge, and creativity achieved. So here also from these monuments we can able to find out how the cultures was there. Other ruins based on the various pieces of terracotta, bangles, beads, and seal procured during the examination, one can understand the socio-cultural, economic, political, and religious life of the people. So, from these terracotta, bangles, beads, we can obtain from the examination that how the people have been lived during those period. So, not only this, one can also understand the food habits and the pattern of business of those time. So even we can understand how what were the food habits of those people by applying carbon 14 dating procedure on the biological ruins, that is the dead animals, birds and trees found in these sites. One can arrive at the accurate period of the ruins. So by applying carbon 14, which is a radioactive carbon used to say, on the biological ruins, we can find out from which period it belongs. Buddha stupas came to light during excavations at Sannati in Yadagiri district and Rajagatta of Doddaballapura taluk. In the excavation conducted at Arikamedu and Pattanam in Tamil Nadu, a large number of evidences were found that speak of commercial contact between South India and the Romans. So over here also, like in Arikamedu and Pattanam in Tamil Nadu, many evidences were taken and we come to know about the link between the South India and the Romans. Like this, the remains found at excavations tell many things that were lost over a period of time. So though they have been found out from the excavations, but it has been lost by going a period of time. So I hope you understand what I have explained in this. Though if you have any doubts regarding this, you can ask me. And in the next class, I may give the notes of this lesson. So I wanted, as I said earlier, I just wanted to maintain two long size notes so that it will be convenient to write all the 6 topics. And if you have any doubts, you can ping me on my mobile so that I can clarify whatever doubt you have. Thank you.